Gavin Clark, I know this was answered in the chat a little bit, but are embedded paginated reports available for A SKUs?
Yes.
Yes.
So the great news with, and I think what this is, I'm going to take a little bit of time to just kind of call out why Premium Gen 2 is such a huge step forward. I know people think, hey, Microsoft, you're clearly trying to limit paginated reports to the higher SKUs because you're trying to soak us little guys from using this, and how dare you do this? It was not that. The way that the premium, and again, Premium Gen 1 has worked incredibly well for any number of customers for the last few years, and it's really opened up a lot of things for larger deployments because, again, it's a price model and a deployment model that made a lot of sense for larger enterprises. When it comes to the A SKUs, the way that it was architected, we simply couldn't run paginated reports in these lower A SKUs to date. It was a technical limitation, and essentially Premium needed to be rebuilt, or the infrastructure needed to be rebuilt to handle this because of the way that, SSRS has been around a long, long time, and it gives you incredible freedom to go run code. And when I talk about code, even things like expressions are considered code when you're talking to the Azure security team. And so when you have things like this and this incredible flexibility, you need to have proper security in place to handle that. So we needed to make sure that we had in place, containers for each session. And I'm not going to get too into the weeds on what containers is, but we had to make sure we had proper isolation for each session, for each user in that context. And now with Premium Gen 2, we have that. We have each workload is now running separately and it's optimized for those particular workloads. So it's just handled by this central platform. So now we will be available down to A1 and EM1 because of Premium Gen 2. And that's a huge deal. It's a huge deal in terms of the flexibility it opens up, especially when you combine it with the export API going to GA here shortly for paginated reports. That's an amazing advance forward because on-prem SSRS customers, one of the things I always heard is our frustration is we have this very spiky workload. I mean, for 5 or 7 days a month, we're sending out 500,000 to 1,000,000 billing statements for things like that. We need more capacity. We can't do that on-prem. Now you're going to be able to do that. And so, yes, absolutely, the ASQs support that. And I highly encourage you to keep an eye out for that in terms of what you'll be able to do and scale up and down and stuff.